放たれた弓矢よ、壁を越え海まで飛んでいけ。
So the first is, what is fascism? Fascism is an ideology based on absolute leadership along with rules that are made. There is no democracy because it is authoritarian, emphasis on power, prioritizing one's own nation and looking down on other nations because of an excessive sense of nationalism. So the next is, what is Nazi Germany? Okay, Nazi Germany, the totalitarian ideology of the Nazi Party under the leadership of Adolf Hitler. This is a combination of various ideologies and groups that have the same opinion about the opposition to the Treaty of Versailles, hatred the Jews, and the communists who are believed to be behind the agreement. And the goal of the Nazis was to strengthen the German man race. So the next is, who is Marley and Eldia? For the first, the Marleyans. These people used to be a strong and invincible country. However, around 1800 years ago, their glory was threatened because of Ymir Fritz. Ymir is the first person to have the power of a titan. However, as time went on, Ymir died and divided her titan powers into 9 titan shifters. With her terrible power, Eldia was able to subdue Marley. But because there was a noble betrayed and helped Marley, Marley again took up their weapon against Eldia. And they managed to get the power of 7 titans. Marley's own goal is to gain the power of all titans so they can return to being the most powerful nation. So the second one is the Eldians. These people are a great nation that once destroyed Marley. Even though this nation was once victorious, they were even overthrown by Marley. Not only that, they also lost the 7 titans who were the main force. Because of that, King Fritz brought his people to Paradise Island. Meanwhile, some Eldians decided to settle down and become Marley slaves. So the next one, Eren Yeager as Adolf Hitler. This character is the important of this story. So Eren Yeager is familiar to Adolf Hitler because he killed many people by committing genocide. The similarity are like hatred, protect our nation, getting a better life, but they loved their friends, they loved their community, and they loved their nation. Eldians as Jews, this is because has a mark as a race marker, as you can see at the picture. Escaped to another territory, got discrimination and traded races. And Marleyans as Aryans, this is because thinking their nation is the strongest, performing massacre, hated neighboring nations, want to be the ruler of the world, doing racism and discrimination. This all illustrates the concept of the fascist ideology, because on Marley's side, they wanted to eradicate all the Eldians on Paradise Island. This can be seen from Marley's goal of wanting absolute power and considering other nations or races as a threat, just like fascism. Not to mention, Eren's new goal, which now wants to exterminate the Marleys so that they no longer become a threat to Paradise Island, which is their birthplace. Most of the Eldians fled to Paradise Island. Even so, there were still a few Eldians who remained in Marley. Considering that now the country is controlled by the Marleyans, they also ostracized the Eldians by making them live in a small area for the minority community. The Eldians also often experienced acts of violence by the Marleyans without proper legal action. This is similar to what happened to Eren's father's youngest sister, Grisha Yeager, who eventually died at the hands of the Marleyans in a sadistic way. Marleyans' racist treatment of the Eldians can also say to be related to the attitude of one of the parties with a fascist ideology, namely the Nazi Germany. So the next one is Fascism in government. The Survey Corps led by Aaron Smith brought down the leadership of the fake king, which the king had exercised power only to save himself from the Titan attack and let many people fall victim to it. However, Aaron was nearly executed for the rebellion. This is because for the ideology of fascism, if there is a conflict with the will of the state, then the dissenters are enemies who must be destroyed. Moreover, when the secret about the king was revealed, that he was the fake king of the Frits, he was immediately deposed and replaced with the real descendant of the Fritzes, Historia race. In fact, the kingdom even intended to erase Survey Corps members just to hide the truth that Titans were once normal humans, not ordinary monsters. The attitude of the kingdom also reflects the absolute leadership of fascism. So the impact of the conflict, they are reducing the human population or killing innocent humans, prolonged suffering, damage to the environment, and the emergence of various diseases. There is revenge to kill each other. The world is destroyed because it lives to hate each other, and disability to humans. So this is I want you guys to do in action. There are several morals of life that can be learned and carried out in life. There are respect for other races and not committing genocide. Treat humans equally and don't let your heart be filled with hatred. Try to be grateful and not greedy. Implement social class equality. No grudge against other nations. And deliberation and discussion with a cool head.